students, welcome to our next video. As you all know, we have started with our chapter 2 and we have covered the topics, that is how microorganisms, what are microorganisms, how are they useful in our daily life and how they increase the soil fertility. In today's video, we are going to start with the different following topics, how microorganisms are harmful for us. Then let us see the food preservation and the nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. So please open your textbooks.
Children, let's start with the harmful microorganism. Microorganism play an important role in our lives, as we have seen in the before our previous topic. They have microorganisms are useful in our life, and some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful. So today let us see in this video how microorganisms are harmful. So how are they harmful? In disease in human being, then disease in plants, then how they spoil the food, leather and clothing, and how are disease caused in animals due to this microorganisms. Now the disease causing microorganisms in humans. So let us see which are the microorganisms which cause disease in humans. So the disease causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. So the disease which cause in microorganism, what are they called as pathogens, and these pathogens enter our body through many ways. Let us see how they enter through our body. So air we breathe, food we eat, then the water we drink, then with the physical contact and the carriers. Now let us see which are those carriers. So can you see how they, through air we breathe, okay, then the carriers, example mosquito, house fly, then the water we drink, yes, then the physical contact when we shake hands. So these are the different ways how microorganisms enter our body. Then microbial disease that can be spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called as communicable diseases, and through which these microorganisms enter, okay, and microbial disease that spread from one infected person to the healthy person by these ways, different ways. And what are they called as? They are known as communicable diseases. See the example: cholera, common cold, chickenpox and tuberculosis. There are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease causing microorganism. Example: housefly and mosquito. So housefly, flies collect pathogen on their legs and mouths when they sit on garbage, excreta, and then they transfer this pathogen to food. So what happens when they sit on garbage? They collect the pathogens on their legs and mouth and they transfer it to the food. So we should not keep the food open. Diseases are cholera, tuberculosis, typhoid. Next, that is mosquitoes. Female Anopheles mosquito carry the parasite of malaria, that is Plasmodium, which is transmitted to the bloodstream of person when a mosquito bites. So what happens when the mosquito bites? Okay, they carry the parasite of malaria, okay, which is transmitted to the blood and thereby causing malaria. So mosquito acts as a carrier for dengue virus. Then the disease causing microorganisms in animals. Microorganisms not only cause disease to humans and plant, but it also causes to the other animals. So here are the example which are the disease caused by microorganism in the animal. So the anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by a bacteria. Can you see the cattle which is caused by the disease called as bacterium. Then the foot and mouth disease is caused by a virus. Then this is causing microorganism in plants. Several microorganisms cause diseases in plant like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, etc. And this disease reduce the yield of the crops and can be controlled by use of certain chemicals which kills the microbes. So how are they controlled? By spraying certain chemicals which can kill that microbes, and due to what happens due to this disease, the crops yield also is reduced. So can you see the table, the plant disease and which are the microorganism that causes the plant disease and the method of transmission, how are they transmitted? So citrus canker, that is by bacteria and it is transmitted through air. Then rust of wheat, that is through fungi, and air and by the transmission of seeds. Then the yellow vein mosaic of Okara, virus and by insect. Now next topic, that is food poisoning. Food poisoning happens due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms such as bacteria or viruses. So food is also spoiled, okay, by some microorganisms such as bacteria or viruses. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substance which make the food poisonous. Okay, so what this produce? They produce toxic substances which make the food poisonous. Food poisoning causes serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. So we should preserve food. Now let us see which are the methods how to preserve food. So our next topic is food preservation. So there are different types of method to preserve food. So let us learn which are those methods. Now the first method, that is through chemical method, preservation by common salt, then preservation by sugar, preservation by oil and vinegar, heat and cold treatments, and storage and packing. So the common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. So the common use used to preserve the food. Then next, that is preservation by sugar. So jams and jellies, squashes are preserved by sugar. You all eat jams and jellies. So how are they preserved? They are preserved with the help of sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. So what they reduces the moisture content and the growth of bacteria is becomes less, and which is does not helps to spoil the food. Then the next, that is by vinegar and oil. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such environment. So what happens, due to which pickles spoilage is prevented as they cannot grow. Vegetable, fruits, fish and meat are often preserved by this method. Then the next, that is heat and cold treatments. Boiling kills many microorganisms. Similarly, when we keep our food in the refrigerator, low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. So what happens, that due to low temperature the growth of microbes is inhibited. Example is pasteurization of milk. The milk is heated at about 70 degrees Celsius to 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored, thereby preventing the growth of microbes. So the pasteurization of milk, how it is done? The milk is heated about up to 70 degrees Celsius and suddenly it is chilled, cooled and stored for preventing the growth of microbes. So it does not get spoiled, and pasteurization milk can be consumed without boiling. Then the next, that is storage and packing. These days dry fruits and even vegetables are solid in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attacks of microbes. So they are properly packed in a airtight bottle or packet so that it can be stored for a period of time. Then our last topic, that is nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Some microorganisms like bacteria are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. So what happens? They are not taken directly by the plants, this nitrogen. So the microorganism like bacteria, they fix nitrogen from the atmosphere, okay, and these microbes are called nitrogen fixer. One such bacteria called rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas. So the rhizobium bacteria which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as pulses, okay, see pulses, peas, grain, yes, peas, beans, okay. What happens? They take in nitrogen from the atmosphere and it lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants, from which plants take that nitrogen. This bacteria captures nitrogen from air and convert it into compounds of nitrogen, which is then utilized by plants from the soil through roots, and then it is used by plants. These are nitrogen fixer that exists without plants hosts like blue green algae. Then nitrogen cycle. Sometimes nitrogen get fixed through the action of lightning, but the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains constant. So how this happens? Nitrogen fixer fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen, which is then utilized by plants through their root system. Animal feeding on plants get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds. So the nitrogen which is taken by plants and the animals which eat that plants, okay, even they get this proteins and other nitrogen compounds. When plants and animals die, microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi present in the soil decompose this matter. When they die, these plants and animal, what happened? The microorganisms such as bacteria which are present in the soil, they decompose this matter, and thus thereby converting this nitrogenous waste back into nitrogenous compound, which is then used by plants again. So in this way the process is going on. This nitrogen, first it is used by plants with the help of that bacterium. When these plants they take in with the help of roots that nitrogen, and the animals which depends on plants, they eat the plants and they get nitrogen, and when they are died they decompose, and the microorganisms which present in soil, they decompose this into the dead matter, and certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which again goes back into the atmosphere.
Students, hope you all are clear with this chapter, and here we have completed with our chapter 2, and I am going to send you all the PDF which you are going to write down the question answers in your notebook. See you in the next video with new chapter.